Hey guys, welcome back to my Ballet Center Basics series. So today we're going to be looking at the sauté and the échappé sauté. So let's get started. So what is the basis of a sauté? The basis is, of course, our demi-plie. So that is the most important thing to work at the bar in order to get a really good jump. So I'm going to link the plie video from the Ballet Barre Basics in the description just so you can go and have another look at that and just remember all the things that are really important in our plie. But just as a very quick recap, we need to think about our turnout. So getting the right posture, knees are out, and the weight is evenly distributed in our feet so that when we jump, we're going to have somewhere to push off from. Of course, if you only do a plie like this, you've got a lot less spring. So I know that it feels at first harder to come from lower to get higher, but if you work properly from the beginning and work with your full plie, eventually it's going to pay off tenfold because you're going to have such a better base to jump from rather than just always jumping from here. You're never going to be able to build it up, even though it might feel like less effort at the beginning because you're not having to go down so far to go up again. The other thing that is super important in jumps are the feet. So not only are we going to jump with using, of course, all the power that we have in our legs, but also the feet, and that is what is going to give you that extra bit of height. So again, this is why everything at the bar is so important, because we're rolling right through the feet as we did with our tendus, you know, working all the way through the feet so that we know how it feels to be able to push. Even from here, I've still got that little bit extra to give. So that's just something, if you'd like to, you can just do a few exercises like this just to really feel how your feet can push off the floor and just feel the power that you have in your feet, even without jumping. So when we do our sautés, in first position for example, we're going to, of course, point our toes, and we're going to try and keep our toes pointed for the longest amount of time possible until, of course, we need to then come down back into the floor. But what we don't want to do is come up pointed and then land and already be thinking about flexing before we've even touched the floor. You don't even need to think about flexing, it's all you need to think about rolling down through the feet as we come to the floor. So let's just do a few sautés so you can see what I mean. In the air, my legs are stretched, I'm pointed, I'm trying to keep my turnout, which is a struggle for me, but always thinking about this being rotated, and of course the landing as well, because sometimes we can start from a lovely first position, we jump and then we're jumping gradually more and more like this. No, we have to think. Every time we land, knees are going to the side. Every time we land, knees are pushing out to the side, okay? Because the worst thing as well is to have your feet going this way and your knees going this way. Remember that has to be knees going over your toes. So for the échappé, you can do échappé from fifth position or first position. Let's firstly look at it from first position. All we're going to do is jump to second and then back to first. Okay, and the arms are going to come with us, mimicking what we're doing with the feet. So first position, second position, bras bas, and back to first. If we're doing consecutive jumps, we're going to do this. And this is actually going to help us feel the hold in the air before we come down. Because really the idea is that we have this moment of suspension and then we come down. And so the arms can actually help us to really give the feeling of that suspension in the air. So let's just do a few. So that is just a basic échappé from first position to second position, and of course all the same things apply when we're in second position. Knees are out, we're pushing with our feet, all of the same things apply. Now when we come from fifth position, there are different variations of exactly when we're going to open and close our legs in the air. Now the thing that looks the most beautiful, and I guess it's the most correct technique, is to, when we jump up, we're not going to open our legs until we're actually coming down. So what do I mean? I don't mean that we go up and I'm already extending out to second position. I'm actually going to try and jump in 5th position in the air with my legs together, and then as I come down, open into 2nd. So let's see if you see what I mean. Instead of this, we're going to do this. Did you see the difference? Now, the other thing is that when we come back from 2nd position, there are 2 ways that we can do it. It depends. Sometimes we can hover, we can have that hover moment in 2nd position and close at the last minute. Or as soon as we jump up, we're going to come to 5th position and then come down, so the hover again is in 5th. So for example, I can do 2nd and down, or I can do 5th and down. Do you see what I mean? So it's important to know how your teacher wants it and where the accent should be and what position we're actually looking for when we're in the air. Is it that 2nd position or is it that 5th position again? Okay, so let's just do a few échappés from 5th position. We're going to do échappé changement, which means that we're going to change the foot that's in front each time. Okay, so every time we come to 5th position, we're going to change the feet. The way that I'm going to do it now, just to show you, is I'm going to come up, try and keep my 5th position in the air, and then open out to 2nd, and then I'm going to try and keep my 2nd position in the air and close in 5th again before we do it again. So let's give it a try so you can see what I mean. Again, the arms are the same as we did when we were doing it from 1st position. They just come bra bra, 1st, 2nd, and they repeat. Okay, let's go. Those are the 2 basic jumps that we're going to look at. Just so you know, you can beat these jumps. Now, beating is just where you're going to change your legs before you land, but that is definitely a more intermediate advanced thing, so we're not going to do it today, but just so you know that that also does exist, I'm just going to show you a couple of beated échappés. So I really hope that was helpful, guys. The next video we're going to be looking more at the petit allegro jumps. So we're going to be looking at glissade and assemblée. So make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss any of the new videos that are going to come out very, very soon, and I will see you in the next one. So those are our... Yes, you should be tired after the jumps. That means you're doing them properly.